You may remember a couple of weeks ago, I did a video looking at the motherhood penalty. How women between the age of 30 and 39 were the biggest demographic of people who left teaching. Well, this report was released today from the New Britain Project in collaboration with the MTPT Project. And courtesy of Schools Week, I'll talk you through the 6 proposals. This first one, back to work coaching for mums. So of those who left, 27% told researchers that better support after maternity leave to help them back into work could have helped them stay in the profession. The report called for a pilot of a comprehensive coaching programme for mothers during and post-maternity leave to be launched, and by 2030 the offer should be available to all. And they also talk about this training being offered to line managers and senior leaders to ensure that they are aware of their legal duties and best practice. Next suggestion is giving teachers priority for childcare places. Labour committed during a general election to open 3,000 nursery places based in schools over the next Parliament, and the report is suggesting that the children of teachers and early years staff should be given priority in those admission codes. We also want schools to do the same for all teachers, leaders and support staff, and these priority places should be extended to wraparound care to support teachers to balance childcare commitments with the logistics and timings of the school day. Reason for suggesting this is 42% of the women leavers listed childcare logistics as the main reason behind quitting teaching. But I can imagine if people outside of teaching got wind of the fact that we were getting given priority with childcare, that would go down like a lead balloon. This one is interesting though, giving teachers 26 weeks of paid maternity leave. Usually teachers in England are entitled to 4 weeks full pay, then a fortnight they receive 90% before being put onto half pay for 3 months and statutory wages thereafter. The report argued for the terms to be updated to match the 26 weeks of fully paid parental leave enjoyed by DfE staff. It also talks about how shared parental leave and maternity leave policies in the UK often reinforce traditional social norms in parenting, placing a disproportionate burden on mothers that persists once they re-enter the workforce. Next, a commitment to target for women heads. According to the analysis here, men are twice as likely to move into head teacher roles in both primary and secondary, despite the fact that females account for 85% of primary teaching roles and 63% for secondary. So to address this imbalance, the researchers believe we need an additional 2,639 female heads. And even though they can't make it an enforceable target, having it as a benchmark will hopefully highlight the importance of gender balance. The next one is all around flexible working and having flexible working champions in schools. Now, this is something I'm talking about all the time. 70% of women leavers stated that more timetable flexibility, allowing them to start and end their days early, may have enticed them to stay. Problem they highlight though is with flexible working, it can still be used as a way to enable women to meet the expectation to take on the majority of domestic and caring responsibilities in our societies, as well as balance demanding careers without the same expectation placed on men. So if they are going to introduce this, they want to see equal rates of uptake amongst men and women. I've talked before about how I think that flexible working is one of the reasons why we don't recruit as many teachers at the minute. So many other jobs, careers allow that hybrid way of working, that flexibility of being able to work from home if you need to, whereas in teaching we don't have that. But we'll see, that may well change. I know the government have made announcements about encouraging more schools to allow teachers to take their PPA from home, so we will see. And then the last suggestion are CPD courses to boost flexible timetabling skills. So again, it's talking about flexible working, and there's some examples such as writing 1.5 flexible days into teachers' contracts, adopting a 9-day fortnight. So for every 2 weeks, you have 1 day that you can work from home. So it's urged the DfE to require all timetabling software providers in the UK to sign up to uniform data standards. This would help build a comprehensive knowledge base and best practices and innovations in flexible working and workload management. As always, I'd love to know your thoughts. If you are someone in that demographic who has left because of that motherhood penalty, would those suggestions have kept you in the profession? Similarly, if you're someone who's considering leaving, if those things were to come in, would that keep you? Would that keep you in the profession? I think there's some fantastic suggestions in there. I think some really positive things. But again, it all comes down to funding. And if the funding isn't there, we're not going to be able to put these things in place. So we will have to see.